We are used to the tragedy of a missing person case, the search for a single individual who vanishes from their life. But history contains a scenario where this happened to an entire metropolis. This chart represents the largest disappearance in human history. Around 1920 BCE, a population of 5 million people, roughly the size of the entire world's population at the dawn of the Bronze Age, simply ceased to exist in their homes. These were the citizens of the Indus Valley Civilization. They occupied a territory larger than modern-day Western Europe, and then they vanished. Archaeologists found their cities perfectly intact, but with a glaring absence. There are no mass graves. There are no caches of weapons or signs of a city being put to the sword. This created a historical anomaly, an empire that evaporated without leaving behind the massive graveyards or the charred rubble that typically defines the end of a civilization. To understand the scale of the loss, we have to look at their neighbors. 5,000 years ago, most of humanity lived in nomadic, forest-dwelling groups. The Indus Valley, however, was building for the future. While the Old Kingdom in Egypt was hauling massive stones at Giza, the Indus Valley was developing a civic infrastructure that wouldn't be matched for millennia. Their cities were defined by a rigorous adherence to geometric planning and urban organization. While other ancient cities grew haphazardly along cowpaths, these cities were built on a grid. Every road was straight, intersecting at perfect right angles. This precision extended to their manufacturing. Every brick used in every city across the entire civilization was fired to a uniform, standardized size. This level of engineering requires a highly organized central authority to oversee production. It suggests a society that was stable, cooperative, and technically proficient, not one prone to sudden internal collapse. Their domestic life was equally advanced. In an era when most humans lived near their own waste, the residents of the Indus Valley had private bathrooms in their homes. This required sophisticated engineering to hold and move water within mud brick buildings without causing the structures to melt or the foundations to shift. These private drains didn't just dump into the street, they connected to an interconnected public network that carried waste out of the city. These public channels were covered with fitted stone slabs to keep the air clean and the streets walkable for the millions of citizens. Because they prioritized sanitation, these cities were naturally resilient against the waterborne plagues that frequently wiped out other ancient populations. This makes the fact that they vanished even more difficult to explain. Excavations of the 1920 BCE layers reveal a society that seemingly halted in place. Homes were not stripped of their contents. They were left as if their owners intended to return. Archaeologists found everyday items, cooking pots, children's toys, and stone tools, sitting exactly where they were used 5,000 years ago. More strikingly, caches of jewelry and gold ornaments remained in the houses. These weren't hidden away in a treasury. They were left in the residential quarters. Leaving behind functional homes and concentrated wealth is a rare archaeological signature. It suggests that whatever caused the population to leave was significant enough to make their most valuable physical possessions irrelevant. Today, the Indus Valley ruins sit exactly as they were left, a sprawling network of engineered streets and homes, completely devoid of human life. It stands as a physical reminder that technical mastery and public health infrastructure do not guarantee a civilization's survival. The fate of these 5 million people highlights a vulnerability in all complex human networks. When the systems we rely on fail, they can fail completely. The Indus Valley suggests that even the most meticulously planned societies can cease to function, often leaving behind no record of why they chose to walk away.